People see life sciences and they immediately assume it's all biotech, which for a lot of people means drug discovery. But actually, life sciences is a fairly broad waterfront, and it includes areas such as medtech, diagnostics, health tech, healthcare products and services, the lucrative pharmaceutical products and services, and just the general research market, which means essentially products that you sell into the academic sector, into universities, that researchers there can use to do their research. Well, Deepbridge invests in life sciences because if we look at the GDP spend in some of the most developed nations, and take the US for an example, 18% of the US GDP is spent on healthcare. Of course, it's only a small proportion of that is spent on pharmaceuticals, but that's quite a big, chunky slice of that huge pie. In Europe, it's less than that. In Europe, it's, the UK, for example, it's about 10.3% of UK GDP, but in itself, it's a very large market. So if you invest in new businesses that develop new products, services, etc., that are actually selling to that market, then that's a really large, sizable, recurring market in which to sell into. Our starting point is always the prospects of good capital growth. So we clearly, as a house, favour technologies that are disruptive in nature, and those that can introduce significant new efficiencies to markets that we care about. We hope that the products that are being developed have got a global potential, and that are scalable or easily scalable, and we have a real liking to products which have significant barriers to entry, whether that's IP or some future IP, is things that we care about quite a bit. And also, we also pay quite a bit of attention to what team is there. However, it must be said that increasingly there is a lot of noise in the early stage market, and all new companies think they've got good ideas. So we, as domain experts, spend quite a bit of time cherry picking some of those ideas, but we don't just stop there. We have also started our own sort of innovation factory in collaboration with very well-known teaching hospitals, and also engineering support and business support, to allow us to evaluate and develop solutions for problems that we've identified either within these hospital trusts or the broader healthcare space. And when we invest in those businesses, be it a vapor stage or slightly later, depending on whether the prototype is in place, we know everything about that business. We know the provenance of the problem, we know what solutions have been tested with customers, and more importantly, we know everything that there is to know about the founders, about the entrepreneurs, which is a very important yardstick for us. We work with investee companies really closely, and that's one of the differentiators of Deepbridge Life Sciences and the Deepbridge offering in general. We are active investors. We always take a board position, and indeed, we only really invest in businesses that we understand and we know that we can actually influence and help with our experience and expertise. Taking a board position, it allows us to have a regular contact with a company to try and influence some of the strategic direction that they take, help them with any significant problems that they might be facing, and often that actually sort of it revolves around issues like human capital or a change of strategic direction, things which we'll probably try and, with our experience, help the entrepreneurs not to make any sort of obvious mistakes, and maybe try and expedite their growth as much as we can. So the broader trend in the life sciences sector is that this is a market that is very IP rich. There's obviously lots of innovation taking place in life sciences, not just in the UK, but globally. SEIS and EIS is increasingly moving towards things which can be evidence to be truly part of the knowledge economy and to generate new IP which can be commercialized. We think life sciences is an important starting place and it should really be a cornerstone in any good portfolio.